interesting. I'm hanging on to every word, but it's hard to hear some of them. You fade out a little bit. Joe?
Yep. Are you still there, Henning?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Could you repeat what you said?
Yeah. What's going to happen here in America, I says, as the web boss also states, that is, we are facing a paradigm shift here in America itself. Right? When all this destruction because of this pollution is happening right now, everybody in America will be affected by it emotionally, and the whole social structure, the fabric of America will be stopped. Everybody will kind of be like 9/11, but 9/11 will look like a walk in the park compared to what we are facing now. And George Washington had a prophetic dream, and he says that the Russian and the Chinese will attack us from both fronts. That means that China will take us on from the west side, and Russia will take us on from the east side due to their fleet disposition. So we will not only be attacked by powers that be with this BP oil spill, which I believe was intended, planned from the first thing, but we will also be attacked on our own nation by foreign enemies. And at the same time, America has to deal with the situation in the Middle East, which is evolving. I suspect that Israel will already in the beginning of the fall start what we will enter a World War III. And as Jesus said, he said that look for the fig tree when it loses its leaf, then it's time. It is now. It is coming now. And I agree with A.C. Griffith and the Webbot's prediction. We will lose something like that, 1.3 billion people due to what is coming. Within a year we are reduced by that. I strongly suspect that.
We're looking at 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months time. That's what I'm looking at.
Wow,
we're right up on it.
Gosh. Well, I thought I had something like a little year before it really culminates, but well, I see now I need to plan a little faster now.
Go fast.
Go fast, yeah, I know. Just left.
Well, John.
Back again.
John, I haven't heard much from you on this. What do you think about what's going on and all the events?
Well, guys, I've been sitting back and listening and absorbing as much as I possibly can. And the thing that's really ringing in my ears right now is 5 months. And I look over at my pressure canner, I look over at my boomstick, I look over at everything that I possibly have, and I'm like a Bilderberger. I want more. I want more. Because I want to make sure that I have enough to enable my family to survive. And there is one thing I am lax on, and that's water, but I have a well. I'm here in Pennsylvania. Is that absolutely needed?
Yes.
Well, go ahead, Griff, on that one. John's got a well.
John, do you have? Is it a deep well or a shallow well?
It's shallow. It's about 90 foot.
That's somewhere in between. Is it a large bore? Can you get down in the well, or is it just straight down? Just a narrow
down. The well cap's only about 8 inches, so it's not a very big well at all.
Okay. Have the water tested. One of the most important things is, it's all important, but you want to keep the pH high. If your pH is down below 7 and 6 or 5, you'll have to put some calcite in it and raise the pH above a 7, or you'll get sick. Your body will go acid, and it's a breeding ground for sickness. Also, the iron content can be altered. If it's heavy in iron, you want to bring that down. So you need to get the water tested right now to find out what you're working with.
My water was tested a year ago, and it's coming up at 7.6. It's a little bit alkaline. They drilled for some natural gas about 400 yards back in the woods. I took a little bit of water, had it tested, had it certified, put a little bit away. It's sitting down in my basement in a ball mason jar just in case as a backup. And, my water's a little bit alkaline, so I think I might be okay as far as that goes.
Yeah, then you need the power supply to run the pump. If you have a 220-volt pump, you need to have 220 volts to lift all of that water. If you have a generator, then you need a supply of gasoline. If you have gasoline, you need some stay-bill in it to preserve it. Gasoline turns into a varnish over a period of time without the additive. One thing begats something else, and you have to have backup.
Well, you tell me, Griff. I have a wood gasifier. I got the plants from FEMA. I've got 2 solar panels. I have a wind turbine, and I have a battery bank. So, and I have a gasoline generator and approximately 20 gallons worth of gas, and a chainsaw if I need to cut firewood for in the winter, and 2 wood burning stoves.
About 200 to 300 gallons of gas, and then put the additive in it, because gasoline will be one thing that'll disappear off the market in the beginning when the petroleum stops. Here's what you do. You stock toilet paper and tampons, and you'll be the most popular person. That's the most important thing to stock, John.
Amen to that.
I have about 200 rolls of toilet paper, so when the crap hits the fan, I'll have to wipe with.
No, I'm serious now. Go with the one-ply Scott. Now, there's a reason for that. One-ply Scott. That's what you should buy. Trust me.
Because they're septic safe, right?
Well, it's just the right one to buy. Let it be a mystery.
Folks, the number to call, 914-803-4151. Anybody have any comments or questions for Henning or Griff, by all means, call in, and we'll get you on as soon as possible. Griff, a question from the chat room was, is it true that you can't get cancer if your body's alkaline?
I wouldn't go quite that far, but if you drive your body alkaline, drinking typically 8.5, 8 or 9 pH alkaline water that's made through the electrolysis process. You don't want to dump chemicals in it, but there's 2 processes. You want the electrolysis process, drive the pH up, and the body will be healthier. Your disease and your illness breeds in the acid environment. If you drink Cokes, which is a 2 pH, it's terribly acid, and good tasting liquids and things, it's going to drive the body acid and you'll be more susceptible. But there are those in medicine on the outside the box that say that if you go to the cancer and then alkaline it directly on the cancer, it will kill the cancer. There are those that say that. I don't know, but it makes sense.
Well, I certainly hope that that's true. I mean, it's important to make sure your body pH is definitely more alkaline than acidic. And one of the ways I heard you can actually do that, and I know it's kind of weird. At first, I thought it was crazy, but squeezing lemon juice into your water, actually, the lemon juice actually will make your body more alkali. Or lime juice. The citrus actually does that. And that was actually, they kind of discovered that by accident in the old days. Captain Cook's doctor actually figured that out, and it actually started to prevent scurvy on ships. And that's the reason why it prevented scurvy, was because that's what it did. So it's a pretty interesting thing that you brought up with the acidic and alkaline body chemistry. But now, as far as preparing, not everybody can get 200 gallons of gasoline or really stockpile, especially in a short period of time, if they haven't started yet. So, what do you see, Griff and Henning? Griff, go first, and Henning. What are the critical things that people need to do now to get themselves as ready as possible?
Stock food would be number one. and try to get your mind in a different mindset. It's going to